Doug Cole is a Republican strategist and former top aide to Governor Fife Symington.
And Mario Diaz is a Democratic strategist and former chief of staff for Governor Janet Napolitano. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, so let's first talk about the long lines that we saw at polling places throughout the valley tonight. Now, Doug, is that a result of poor planning by state and county officials, or is there something more to that?
No, Alexa, I think what we can say today with great certainty that Arizona is relevant. Finally, we had all the major presidential candidates running through the state all weekend, running all over town, causing fistfights, traffic jams, and general mayhem. So we are relevant for the first time, I think, since we've had the presidential preference election primary that was established in the 90s for a benefit for a former Texas senator named Phil Gramm. So it's exciting. And I think the events over the weekend have really got Arizonans engaged. Now, could anybody have guessed that, okay, if we're going to have such an exciting and relevant time, should we've had more polling places? Well, those are decisions that are made months in advance. So there'll be a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, but I think having the excitement and the lines, I think just adds to the process. So we're Arizona and we matter.
Interesting point. Thank you.
Mario, polling places, they had to stay open late for a few hours. Does the strong turnout help Democrats in the November general election?
There's so much energy for this election, and given that Bernie Sanders has really had an impact in this state with the younger voters, and Hillary Clinton's history in this state with her preceding her husband running the first time and winning, just brought out so many people. And this was not the time to be saving money. This was not a good move by the county recorder.
Now, Doug, and I'll ask you this next question. What is it in Donald Trump's message that resonates with so many Arizona Republicans?
Well, Alexa, I think what we're seeing here, and we're also seeing it over on the Democrat side to a smaller extent, is that in 2008, we were promised hope and change with the Obama administration. People really took that to heart. And I think that people have been disappointed. And I think they're just tired of Washington. They're tired of career politicians. They're tired of being told what they think the politicians what they want to hear, and I think it's time, and they're just throwing up their hands and going, we're going with an outsider. I know he changes his positions on many things, but he's not one of them. He's more of one of us.
So something new, essentially.
Exactly, and we're seeing a seismic shift, I think, in the political spectrum. And I think political scientists 20, 30 years from now will go back and look and say 2016 was a year that we will be studying, and so many things changed. I hope that's what happens.
Sure.
Speaking of career politicians, Bill Clinton, he was the last Democrat to win here in Arizona. What's it going to take for Hillary to find success here in November?
So I'll pick up where Doug left off. Trump voters are angry voters, and they're going for the USA is bad and we could make it better. Conversely, you look at Sanders' message, which was almost like a negative message. And Hillary is positive about the future, bringing the country together, and that has resonated. And I think that's going to carry through the summer all the way to the general election.
And Doug, do you think Arizona will stand firmly with the GOP regardless of nominee, or wage in a possible fight at the convention?
Well, we're going to have to see. I mean, tonight was a big night for Donald Trump. It was a big night for Hillary Clinton. What we don't know at this point is where Utah goes. Utah's a caucus state. And all those ballots are counted by hand. So we may not know until early tomorrow morning where Utah goes, because the way it works in Utah is if Ted Cruz, which he was ahead in the polls, gets more than 50%, he'll get all 40 of Utah's delegates versus Trump's 58, so it'll be a net 18 for Trump tonight. So we really need to watch that race. But it depends upon how Trump moves forward, if he indeed is our nominee, and whether he moderates his message and moves towards the center. That's what normally happens in for Republican candidates. They start right and move more towards the center. So we'll just have to see how this thing plays out.
And lastly, Mario, you predicted that Hillary Clinton would lock up the nomination on the Democratic side April 19th in New York. With today's results, are you sticking by that?
No, I'm sticking by it. This election is just about complete. And so her challenge is going to be, while the Republicans are out fighting and getting the attention, how does she stay relevant? And I have a feeling that she'll know how to do that.
Mario, Doug, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Alexis and Ben.
Thank you. Thank you so much.